Hello, it's saying live video is started, and welcome. A very warm welcome to my live. My name is Julie-Sian and I'm known as the Manifesting Mentor Queen. I'm an intuitive card reader, creator of Reiki Teddy, the Bear with a Healing Hug. I'm also the author of 2 books, Did You Make Your Bed and Lunar Reflections, and also I created my own card deck, Elemental Fairy Affirmation Cards. Gosh, have I been a busy in a little bit. So tonight, if anyone joins me, we will be doing some free cards. Now, I don't know whether you spotted my post earlier on this morning when the card that was taken was called Peace. We talk about peace, you know, when we say, what do people want in your life? And they go, well, I want peace, joy, happiness. But what is peace? What is peace, you know? And the thing is, we are told certain things. We're told we live our life like this, told we have to act like that. And we try and lead our lives like how it is predicted or depicted on the internet, how it's depicted in films, how it's shown wherever. And you go, oh, this is how the life should be. You try and lead it and it doesn't happen. It's because we're trying to lead our lives the way other people think we should be doing it. And the way someone thinks that we should be doing it is not in alignment with our own way. And we're told, you know, you go to school, you get an education, you go and do, hello, just sit down and there you are. Absolutely. And we're told we lead a life and you've got to do a life like this. And if you do it like this, you're going to be happy. Be bullshit to that, because what makes someone else happy will not be you. And we can only find peace within ourselves just by buying some green shoes, having an exotic holiday. This is all stuff. It's not going to bring you peace. Yes, it may be, you know, a nice little bit of holiday, going for a walk on the beach at sunset may bring you a little peace and joy, but it's not permanent. And how you find peace, joy and happiness is within you, not this outside stuff, the environment. If you're not happy within, you could be in the most beautiful place in the world and you could be unhappy and not peaceful. And the peace comes from within. And what can you do that brings you peace and brings you joy, brings you happiness? And if you're leading a life where you're trying to be a people pleaser, you're trying to live a life where you think you should be doing this, you should be doing that, trying to please everyone else, you know, trying to think, oh, well, people say I should have a 9-to-5 job. But if you're doing a 9-to-5 job and you're hating it, why are you doing it? Why are you doing things that doesn't bring you joy, peace and happiness? Why are you living a life that you're constantly moaning and whinging about? Because if you're moaning and whinging about your life, you can't be happy. So why don't we just stop and do things that bring us joy and happiness? And people go, well, that, and it's like, yeah, because we're trying to live a life that society, that communities, that media, and what our you know, teachers tell us, what the governments tell us, what we see in films, and it's all not right. And it's like, it's such a false lie. And when you're trying to live a life that is a lie, i.e. trying to fit in with society, trying to fit in because, oh, I should be doing this 9-to-5 job, I should have this house with a big mortgage, I should be and it's like, what? And then I follow a lot of people on TikTok, not a lot, and they have like, they throw everything in and they live in a camper van and they're happy. Because and everyone else is going, oh, you're doing this, you don't. And the thing is, they're going, well, I haven't got the responsibilities of how to pay the mortgage. Whoa, I'm just throwing everything all over the place. Just bear with me a minute. I've just thrown all my cards on the floor, so you just have to bear with me. He nearly sent everything fine. And it's like, stop trying to live your life to please everyone else. Because everyone else is leading an unhappy life, and the only way they can control it is trying to dictate to everyone else what to do. So it's like, if you are doing stuff in your life, and yes, I know I've taught this, you know, we've got to clean the toilet, we've got to do the washing up, the car needs cleaning, etc, etc. And there are times when we do have to do things that don't always bring happiness, but that's the ebb and flow. But the majority of things, the bigger picture, yeah, you've got to clean the toilet, but that's just a pinprick of your whole life. And if your whole life is trying to make other people happy to your own detriment, you're not going to live a peaceful life. The only way you're going to find a peaceful life is by doing things to yourself that brings you joy. And it's not selfish to be self-fulfilling. So what I thought we'd do is you tell me what area in your life that you're leading today that you're not happy about. What are you whinging and moaning about? We all do that. Hi, Steph. We all have a little whinge and a moan. And it's okay to have a whinge and moan. But what isn't okay is to constantly whinging and moaning and do nothing about it and play the part of a victim. So what I want to know is what sort of guidance in your area of your life that's bringing you unhappiness that you want to change, but you're not sure how, and so we can give some guidance. Now, while you're letting me know where in your life that you need to tweak, or you will tell me where you're whinging and moaning, and are you ready to stop that whinging and moaning? Because if you're whinging and moaning, quite clearly you're not happy. If you were happy in a certain area of your life, you wouldn't be whinging and moaning about it. If you sort of say to myself, oh, I go on this holiday and I sit by the beach and I'm bored, well, quite clearly sitting on the beach isn't going to bring you joy. You need to do something that brings you joy on your holiday. And if sitting on a beach reading a book and it doesn't bring you joy, but you're sitting there because you go, well, we're meant to be sitting there doing this, ain't working, go and do something that brings you joy. If you're bored, quite clearly what you're doing is not bringing you joy. So let me know. So what I'm doing is, while I'm waiting for people to put something in the comments, I'm just going to do my disclaimer because I'm in the UK and have to do this disclaimer. I'm not allowed to give legal advice, medical advice or financial advice. I'm not allowed to give pregnancy advice, and this is classed as entertainment purposes only, and you're preferably over 18 for a reading. So let me know, what area of your life are you constantly complaining about? And it's okay, but are you happy about constantly complaining, or is it time that do you want to do that for the next, if you've been saying, I've been complaining about my weight for the last 6 months, are you going to do anything about it? Or in 6 months' time, come December, you're still whinging and moaning? And do you want to spend the next 6 months complaining about your weight? Or are you whinging and moaning, oh, I don't like my job and they do this and they do that, and you've been whinging and moaning that for the last 6 months? Do you want to carry on and in 6 months' time look back and go, God, all I've done is whinge to moan about my job for the last year? Do you want to stay in the elephant manure, unhappy life you're leading? Or are you ready to go, you know what, enough is enough. I'm sick of people pleasing. I'm sick of running a life that, is trying to live up to other people's expectations, and live my own life. So I'm not sure whether anyone's here who would like a card, and if you'd like to share. Now, if you are enjoying this and you want to say thank you, you can always click stars, send me some stars as a thank you for your readings. So I'm not sure who's here or whatever, but if you're here, I don't know how many are on it. But if you would like a card, so what I'm going to do while I'm waiting for anyone who would like a card, I'm going to do a very quick card for the things. So divine guidance. So you're divinely guided, but are you ready to listen to the guidance? Are you ready? Because people say, I ask for my angels to come in and I see the feathers, so my angels are there, but what are you going to do with this guidance? And I've just frozen. I'd love a card, but you need to tell me why you want why do you want a card? What sort of guidance are you looking for? I don't just pull a card and just talk about it. I want to make sure that the card I do the reading for you, Steph, is relevant for you. So what part of your life at the moment, Steph, that you're not happy about, and are you ready to receive the guidance, but are you ready to take action? Because if you're not ready to take action and you just want a card for the sake of it, it's a waste of your time, really. But this is like divine guidance. It's like they're here, but unless you ask them in and then you listen to the guidance, are you ready to take action? And if you're not ready to take action, the angels are just going, hitting their wings against a brick wall and going, well, you're asking for us, we're showing you the white feathers, you're asking us, we're giving you the guidance, are you going to do anything about it? And if not, why aren't you? Because I can give you a whole, this deck is 40 cards, and I can give you a 40 card reading. But if you're not ready to act upon the guidance you receive, what is the point? So what is part of your life, Steph? Have you got an area? Is it like, have you got a financial problem, a relationship problem, a career problem? You're just feeling out of sorts, or you're just sick of listening to living an elephant manure life, and it's like, you know what, enough is enough, and I need some guidance, and I need someone to show me what I can do to change this. So let me know, what part of your life would you like to have a little bit of guidance in? Because rather than just, you know, when you go onto these card readers and they just go, oh, and your card is blah, 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 blah. And you go, oh, thank you. And then you won't do anything about it. But when you ask for a specific guidance for a specific area, it really resonates, and then it means that, yeah, I'm ready to take action. So are you ready, Steph? I would love to do you a card, but I need to know what area of your life that you would like some guidance in. Hi, Jeanette. Thank you. Yeah, it's sitting here. Yeah, 6 o'clock. So let me know, Jeanette, what part of your life that you were looking for some guidance in. So rather than me just do a general card, which is just a general reading, and it's like, and it will go over your head, tell me a part of your life that you're looking for some guidance in, and then you'll go, yeah, and it resonates. While I'm waiting for people to let me know which area of their life, we've got spiritual growth here. I don't do moaning, just an occasional rant. No real problems, just bogged down. Bogged down with what? What's bogging you down? What's bogging you down at the moment? Running retreats, etc. I would love guidance regarding the way forward, my healing journey, helping others. Oh, I love that. Well, spiritual growth. This could be with you running. Oh, I like that. Running retreats. Sign me up. Signing me up. I would like guidance regarding the way forward, my healing journey. Well, first of all, with the healing journey, sometimes when we offer healing, oh, I keep freezing, to other people, we do the healing as well. It's in my relationship, please. Okay. Hi, Nula. So guidance forward, my healing journey, helping others. The thing is, what way do you feel that resonates with your healing journey? Do you like when you do your healing retreats? The healing retreats, are they sound bath retreats? Straight away I thought that card resonated. Yes, the spiritual growth. And it's like, what is the spiritual growth? Because you grow spiritually when you're helping other people, because you are drawn together with people who resonate with each other. And this is what happens today. You're all here, you're all wanting guidance in the spiritual growth. And it's like, what way do you want to grow your own way? And it's like, going on the retreats, not only are you helping other people, you're also helping yourself. Hello, Anastasia, how are you? And it's like, what resonates you? And when we start growing, the woo-woo world is full of so many things that sometimes it's like we can get bogged down. So when I say to you, what resonates with you? If you like doing sound baths, run a retreat all round sound baths, and the people who like sound baths will be called. Rather than trying to guess what other people want, do what resonates with you, and you will find sound baths, meditation, spending time. Well, so that's the perfect thing for me. I would love a retreat, a weekend. If someone was saying to me, I'm running a weekend in the New Forest in England, and this weekend is we're going to be glamping in the New Forest, and we're going to be doing sound baths, and we're going to be meditating, and we're going to be doing tree hugging. You put it out there, and people who like that sort of thing are going to come. And you might find other people who like to, you know, I do drumming and things like that. And it's like, yeah, that's what I like. Hello, Julie-Sian, I've not seen this. So this is where you go and do. Don't try and second guess, and don't try and put on stuff that you don't know. So if you like doing your sound baths and you are a sound bath practitioner, that's the sort of retreats to put on. So that's where best thing is to look to see what resonates with you. And what resonates with you at the moment? Oh, I know, I love my, I've got two, well, I've got two ordinary drums, and I've got, well, I've got four or five drums. I love drumming. I do shamanic healing in my home, so I love it. So this is where you need to think is, what do I like doing? And that's the sort of retreat I want to put on. And just sort of put it out there and say to people, just start now, who would be interested in a weekend of sound baths, drummings and meditations and tree hugging. Put it out there, make a note of the people who said it, and then start sort of putting it out there. Maybe create a group, a Facebook group, and just say this is a group for people, and then you've got the group, and then you can start putting the retreats on. And that's the way to do it, spiritual growth. So then we've got, I've got lots of people popping on now, which is lovely. So yeah, and you know what? If you want some mentoring in how to do this, message me and we'll do that. So we've got the beautiful Jeanette, and she says she's no real problems, just bogged down. Is that because you're just feeling bogged down with looking after your sick husband? Your husband, yeah. And it's just like, yeah, so let's do some, and when we say, well, I haven't got any problems, but I'm bogged down, but then it's like, well, you have a problem, because if you didn't feel bogged down, what are you being, what do you feel you're being smothered with? What are you feeling smothered with? And it's like, what can I do to release that smother? Because when we're sort of and we're smothered by other people's pressure, this is for Jeanette, and it's like, yeah, we've got to do this, I've got to help, and yes, I know it's your husband and he's ill and stuff, but if it's smothering you, maybe it's time to go, you know what, I need a break, I need someone to help. So let's see what card we have. Things. Listening. Oh, listening. You need to listen to yourself, Jeanette. Yes, you're looking after your husband who's not well, and I get that, but you need to listen to your own needs as well. Because if you're constantly helping other people to your own detriment, it's like, yeah, so you need to listen to your needs as well and take time out for yourself. And you're being bogged down because you're thinking, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. Hang on, this is just the pinprick of your life. What's the bigger picture? And the bigger picture is you're not listening to yourself. Now, the angels and your guides are listening to you, but are you listening to your own instincts? Are you listening to what you should be doing? And when you go, oh, I should be doing this, instead of sitting watching telly, well, actually, sitting watching telly is the best thing you can do because you're just chilling. But you need to listen to yourself and do what you want to do. Life's hard. It is, if you put it out there and say life's hard, then life will be. What you put out, the law of manifesting, Anastasia, is if you say life is hard, you're going to get a hard life back. If you're constantly saying, I've got no money, what are you manifesting? No money. So sort of change your story. Change the story. And it's time to listen to yourself and flip it. So in my relationship, please, Nuala, is that your relationship with yourself or relationship with someone else, Nuala? Let me know. And if these readings resonate with you and you're happy, press the star button and send me some stars as a thank you. So Nuala, is that relationship with yourself or a relationship with someone else? So yeah. So relationship. Oh, hang on. Serenity. Well, Nuala, you've got serenity. You're wanting a serenity with your relationships. Serenity in a relationship with yourself. Or is that serenity with relationships with other people? But serenity doesn't come from outside. The serenity comes from within. If you have a pond and you drop a stone into the center of the pond, what happens? It ripples out, and you'll find the center of that pond is calm, and the ripples, and then it slowly calms down. And it comes from within. So eating chocolate, trying to people please, trying to do that isn't going to bring serenity, because yes, you can have 20 pairs of green shoes, you can have all this stuff around, but if you're not within, because we've got, oh, serenity will come when I do this, when I've got £1 million, when I've got this 5-bedroom house, when I've got the Ferrari. You're not. Because if you're not serene within, I could give you that big house, I could give you the Ferrari, I could give you the £1 million, but if you're not happy within, all I'm doing is just moving you from your elephant manure life now to where you are, to this wonderful dream life. But if you're not serene, within 5 minutes, you're not going to be happy. Serenity is the relationship with yourself. Are you at peace with yourself? And this is like, again, if you're doing things where you think you've got to be doing this, I think I've got to do that, what story are you telling yourself? That, you know, when people go, I'm going to set up my own business one day when things are right, it will never be right. I could give you all the perfect thing. I could give you the beautiful home. I could give you the £1,000,000. I could give you the diamonds and things like that. And you still won't go, oh, I'm going to set up my own business. Because you're going to find another story, another reason why you're not going to do it, no matter what. And it's like, you know what is, and you've got to find out the real truth. Someone else. Well, if you're not happy with that other person, step away. Do not change that person. Because if you try and change someone comes to you in all their warts and glory, and if they don't resonate with you, you've got to accept them, but do not make them change unless they want to change themselves, because they will resent. And if that person comes to you and you go, you know what, I don't like, you know, they're everything's right, but, you know, they're not a vegan and they snore at night and they're in debt and they don't have the mindset as me, and you try and change them, ain't gonna work, because you're trying to change them to fit in with you, but they're not you, and you've got to accept. So if you're not happy with a relationship with someone, ask yourself why. What is it that's reflecting back at you? What is it that's irritating you about this person? Because sometimes it's within you. Because you go, oh, they're always spending money and they never got the money and it really irritates me. Maybe it's a reflection of yourself. So it's like, begins with yourself, the serenity. And if you're not happy with the person you're with at the moment, maybe they're not the right person for you. I'm not here to break up a relationship, but communication and lack of communication is the biggest reason for relationships to break down. And you need to sit down and talk to yourself. Why is there a problem with this relationship? And be honest and chat to that person. And maybe it's time that you either change, you both, and grow together, or maybe it's time to grow apart, because what they're looking for in a relationship, or what they're looking for in their life and their life goals and where they want to go, may not be where you want to go. And if you want to go there and they want to go there, well, maybe it's time to accept. Or if they're being toxic to you, it's time, because the only way you're going to find serenity is within you. And if you're not happy with someone and trying to change them for you to be happy, ain't gonna work. Now, Anastasia, you're saying life is hard. Is it? Is it really? I know you're not well. I know you this, and it's like, what can I do to change it? So Anastasia, I'm not sure who else is here. So there's Anastasia. Oh, Suzanne's here as well. Hello. So I'll do Anastasia. A card for you. But what part, I know you said life is hard. Is is breathing hard? Is eating hard? Is finding peace and joy for yourself hard? Is finances hard? What part of your life that is your major, if I sort of said to you, I've got a magic wand, Anastasia, where do I want to guidance? Because when you've got a whole area, sometimes we just got to start with one, and sometimes it's like a deck of cards, you take one and the whole thing comes crashing down, and it's like, yay, let's start from things. So where do you want to start? When you say to yourself, oh, I'm glad, listening to myself resonates for me too. Nila, we need to get together and get you going, because you're doing all this listening, but you keep telling these stories. And it's just like the story to validate why. And it's like, Anastasia, you're saying yourself a story. Life is hard. Life isn't hard. Good evening, Rosemary. So, I'm glad it was helpful. So, Anastasia, let's do a quick card for you. Children. Children. Anastasia, I want you to do a visualization and see yourself as a child, and you're the adult, and I want you to see yourself as a child, and now as an adult I want you to hug that child, because we've all got a child within, our inner child. And when you're saying life is hard, it's like, how are you treating the child within? Take care. And if you had yourself as a child and you're thinking, this is what I want to do, it's time to take care of your inner child. What would you be telling your inner child? What wisdom and knowledge? And to turn the story again that life is hard, to go, actually we can change this so life is easy, and go with the flow. Because when life is hard, it means you're hitting a brick wall and you're trying to do the same thing over and over and over. But if you do something different, you get a different outcome. So what is that thing you want to tell? And I think you need to love yourself. You beat yourself up and you're telling yourself your story. Life is hard, you know, poor me, I live here now. And it's like, you told yourself this story, so you've even created a life. And now you're going to tell me that's bullshit, Julie. But just think for yourself. We do manifest things into our lives. We're telling ourselves life is hard, and then we leave this story, oh, I'm stuck in this wheelchair, or I'm stuck in this life, and poor me. And it's like, you know what? We can choose. But what we do, we have the story at the back of the mind where we like to play the victim. And it's like, stop playing the part of the victim and flip the story that we're telling ourselves. Get in touch with our inner child and go, you know what, our inner child, we're going to play. I'm going to do something that brings me joy. I want to bring joy to my life. You can have a hard life, being in a wheelchair, in a flat and things like that, but you can still do things that bring you joy. If you like reading, you can read. If you like watching mind, body, spirit videos on YouTube and inspirational things, watch those. You know, stop watching the news, stop listening to other people, start doing things that your children like. So Suzanne, sending you love. What part of your area of your life, Suzanne, are you looking for guidance for? Rather than just doing cards. Hello, Sally. Lovely to see you. So what part, I'm glad that helps. So what part of your life, and if it helps you, click send stars. I'm looking for some stars. So what part of your life are you looking for? Hi, Rosemary. I'm suffering from a cold, actually. I'm a lot better than yesterday. So what part of your life that you sort of, I'm going to say, whinge and moan about, and that you're looking specifically guidance for? So rather than me just doing a plain ordinary card that gives you a general guidance, let's pinpoint some area that you think, you know what, my area of my life is finances, relationship, education, my job, my home. And let me know, because then when you tell me that area, then the guidance is more specific, and then it will mean more. And I'm sorry I keep freezing. It's my internet is really bad at the moment. I'm also doing this away from the internet. I'm in a different room because at the moment my son and the twins are here, and I've been doing nanny duties with the 10-month-old twins today. So let me know, Sally, let me know, Suzanne, what area of your life that, if I could wave a magic wand, that you're looking for insight straight away. Home situation, oh, love it, yeah. And the home situation is it cluttered? You're not happy with it? You're not happy with the paint and you want to move? Is the home situation like due to the family situations that's in it, or the actual building that you're in? Or is it where I'm not happy with the neighbours, I'm not happy where the home is? The home situation, sorry if you can hear crying, the twins are tired and hungry, and when we finish this I'm going to try and help my son to put them down to sleep in a bit. So I apologise for them. And of course, it being twins, it's in unison. So the home situation. And lovely that you've joined me, Sally. So let me know. So what part? So let's just do a card for your home situation. And it says answered prayers. And it's like answered prayers. We want our home to be our safe. We want our home to be a place of safety and secure. We want to walk into our home and have peace and tranquility. We want to be able to be in the home and it's like we shut the door from the outside world and come in and go. But when you come in and you haven't got that, it's like, I want my answers. So what sort of thing? Move. We are very overcrowded. Oh, right. So let's get manifesting. Move. We want very overcrowded. You've got too many people in a tiny home. Okay, so start thinking, what sort of home do you want? So if you've got a 2-bedroom house and you want a 3-bedroom house, you want a home, a 3-bedroom house with a nice garden and a parking space or 2 parking spaces. You know, start thinking about what sort of home and start saying, I'm manifesting, or you know, I've got a home which is an abundance of space for us all to find space of our own. I'm manifesting a home, because at the moment we go and we're very overcrowded and we go, right, what is it you want? And it's my answered prayer. Your answered prayers is a home where you're not overcrowded. So start telling the story and going, right. And the very first thing in our home when we to start doing this, and when we move, we declutter and we get rid of the junk and then we start anew. And it's like our home at the moment is full of clutter. Because when you move, so if you find the home and you move in 6 months and you're going to do that decluttering, why don't you start decluttering now? And then you're decluttering and you're removing all the crap already, and that's giving you space. And it's also like, I'm giving myself space. And where do you want to move? Do you want to stay in the same town, or you want to move to a different area of the town? You want to go to the seaside? Where do you want to move? And it's like my answered prayer. So what sort of thing? Your answered prayer is your visualization. So visualize the home you want and start imagining what it's like. And as you're walking around this home and you're seeing the home and you're seeing like it's neat and tidy, is your home at the moment neat and tidy? Because if you're not living in a neat and tidy home, as soon as you move into your new home, it's going to be neat and it's going to be messy and cluttered again. So if you want to have a decluttered, spacious home, you need to start doing it now. Because otherwise, give or take, within a couple of months, you'll be living in a mess again. And also, I can tell you now, when you get a bigger home, you get more stuff to fill it. Absolutely. So this is what your answered prayer. What sort of prayer do you want? What's your home looking like? Neat and tidy. And start living that neat and tidy home now. So when you move into the home, that's how you're living. Hi Joe, how are you doing? So Sally, what sort of message? I hope these are making sense. If it makes sense, hello Jill. What sort of area are you looking at in your life that you're looking for guidance? These are only quick insights, just one card. If you want a deeper insight, or you want to do a one-to-one mentoring session, Joe Marching, we had an amazing session. Where are we? Yesterday. And she received a plan of action, and I hope it helped. And good luck with what we planned. So let me know, because what we're doing is we're trying to pin down one area of your life that you want to be tweaked. So we've got Sally and Joe. What I'm doing is, while I'm waiting for people to come on and tell me the area, I'm going to do a quick card for Joe. Retreat. This is for Joe, because we did a mentoring, so I know not to go public with what you think. Retreat. Time to removing home or ability to move. I love that. So another person who wants to move. Yeah. So this is for Joe, a retreat, because it's like we were talking about yesterday. Time for you to move on. Retreat from the shit that someone's thrown at you. But it's a recognition that, you know what, I've got to a thing, and I'm going to retreat to my own new haven. My new haven, maybe a new home and things like that. And it's like retreating within, Joe, and deciding what is it that I want. And like I said earlier, it's not selfish to be self-fulfilling. So sometimes we need to retreat into our room, or into our bedroom and things, and to go, what is it that I really want? What will really bring me peace? And what will bring me peace is doing things for myself. It's not selfish to be self-fulfilling, because we're so busy doing things for other people that we need to retreat away from that, because we think, oh, if I'm making them happy, make it to your own detriment. It's time to retreat from that. Retreat from the stories that you're telling yourself to validate why you've got to do this, to validate, and retreat away from that shit, that story, the stories that we're telling us, retreating away from the garbage that the community tells us, the retreat away from what society tells us we should do, retreat away from the government tells us, retreat away from the people who say you should be doing this, you should be doing. That's all toxic. Retreat away from the toxicity to move into your peace. Moving home or ability to move. I love that. So another one, and there's a lot, because we're suddenly realizing that where we got ourselves into, homes that we've got into, is all because we've been trying to please other people. And other people tell us, you should be living in this home, you should be living in this life. I remember when I put out, and I'm going to do you a card in a minute, Sally, when I put out 5 years ago, I need quiet time, I need to be a retreat. You do. And it's like, why not? Sort out a weekend away, a retreat away. Let's do it. Book yourself a break away. You know, go on a caravan holiday up to Wales or to, where are you? You're down in the south. So get a caravan weekend away down in Bournemouth, or I'm trying to think where you are, Eastbourne, I'm just thinking down to Essex somewhere, and just go. Leave the boys behind, leave them enough food to eat, clothes to wash, and just go, I'm going away this weekend. Goodbye. And find yourself a little caravan for a weekend and just do it. I mean, it is going to be expensive this weekend, because it's bank holiday, but maybe plan it for the following weekend, and then just go for a weekend away on your own, because your boys are old enough and ugly enough to do that now. So yeah, so, and like I said, when I put it out there that I was going to sell my house and move into a motorhome and travel around, so many people went, whoa, because it was like rocking their boat, because it was something like, hang on, we don't do that. We live in a home, we have a house, we have this mortgage, you're giving up a 9-to-5 job, how are you going to fund it? Don't ask me, I knew how I was going to do it, don't you worry about me, because I'm going to be happy, because then COVID happened, then it didn't happen. But it's like, don't listen to the naysayers. And it's like there's so many people, because the reason why we all want to move, because we're suddenly realising that the lives we're living is trying to fit in with what we're told. And we're suddenly realising that the life that we're told we should be living, and when we're told this is by reading books, you should be doing that, you're watching films at the cinema, you're watching films and programmes on the telly, this is the quote box, you're told this thing that when you go to school, the teachers tell you want to do this, the government tell you, your priest tells you this, and that, and it's like, it's a trap. We're trapped into other people's story, and they go, if you live your life like this, you're going to be peace and happy. But so often we're realising, and this is why people wanting to go, you know what, I'm going to chuck it all in, I'm going to buy a little place in the country and grow my own food and run my own retreats from my little farm, my little homestead. And everyone goes, well, you should. Well, the reason why you should do it, they're jealous because you're stepping out of the rat trap. And they're saying that because the thing is, if you do it, it's showing them what a shit life they're doing. They're stuck in the trap. They're stuck in the matrix. So it's like, we need to step out. And this is why so many people are going, I need to move. I've got to get out of this, because your home is a box. And we're made to roam. And yes, we do have bills to pay, but there's, we're taught you go and get this 9-to-5 job. You don't have to do it. I have a lovely job and I don't work 9 to 5. No. There's other ways, and we've got to start thinking outside the box. And we live in a box. And in order to live in that, so it's moving home or ability to move. So you want to move home? Where do you want to move? What sort of home do you want to move to? And where do you want to move to? What sort of home do you want? And start manifesting that. And stop using excuses. I've just sat most of the day in my garden there reflecting. My mum passed away and I'm finding things difficult today. Help me to collect my thoughts. I'm really sorry to hear about your mum passing. Oh, I mean, it's awful when mum passes. I know mine passed on a Christmas Eve, and it is really hard. And you know what? That's the best thing to do. That is the best thing to do. Sitting in the garden, reflecting on life. And you're reflecting on your life with your mum. And what sort of life did your mum lead? And it's like, do I want to leave that, or do I want more? And maybe your mum wanted more, and because of the way she got brought up on the restraints, and it's like, yeah, and it's difficult. And the reason why we grieve is because we love someone, and it's like, I'm moving on in my life. And you know, you can grieve for your mum for 1 week, 1 year, 10 years, 100 years. There is no right or wrong way of how the length of time to grieve, how you want to grieve, how you want to spend time in a garden, maybe you want to spend time in the things, and whether you want to. Do not listen to other people. And if you are grieving now and then you're fine for a month and then you start grieving again, that is your way of doing it. Don't listen to other people going, oh, you should be over it now, your mum died 6 months ago, you know why. Bullshit to that. If that's the way they do their grief, let them do that. And you're collecting your thoughts, because it's like thinking, you know, mum's gone. When we lose someone, we suddenly realise how delicate life is, and how short life really is, and how we spend all our life. When you sit there and you look back on your life, and the moment you pass, think to yourself, when I pass, do I want to look back at my life and go, wow, that was an amazing adventure? Or you look back on your life and go, it's full of regrets. And this is where you're having the reflection. You're reflecting back, because it's like, did mum have any regrets? Do I want regrets when I pass? And this is where you're coming from, is the reflecting back. And it's like, you know what, I'm not going to. So it's ideas and inspiration. And this is ideas and inspiration, which is connecting with you, garden time, reflecting. And you're having these ideas and you're inspired, because maybe you're inspired and you think, you know, mum used to say to me, oh, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that. And did she have a life of regrets? And I know when you know, the opportunities I had growing up compared to the opportunities my kids have got, different opportunities. You know, when I grew up, all you're going to do is you become a nurse, you know, sorts of things like that, or you become, you know, and then you're going to get married, you don't work, you bring up the kids. That's what my mum was like. But she had dreams, but of course society at the time, and I broke them through. And this is what it is, your ideas, inspiration. And it's like, you know what, I don't want to live a life of reflection. And how can I do it? And how can I live up to my honour of my mum? Because maybe your mum has said to you, you know what, Jill, go for it. But you're using stories to validate why you're not going for it. And maybe she's wanting you to do things. And sometimes our parents want us to do things because they want to live their life through you, because they didn't have the opportunities we've got. Now, so maybe it's time for you to go, yeah, my mum wanted this, but she didn't have the opportunities. I want to do these things. What are you being ideas and inspired to do to move forward into the life that you desire? And maybe having this reflection is, life is short. Life is precious. And I want to take every moment I've got, because it can go out like that, like with a candle. Blow it out. Life is over. And you don't want that regret. So you're doing the reflecting and collecting your thoughts. And what have you, as you collected your thoughts today, what is it you've come to the conclusion is like, yeah, I am going to go and do this business, or I am going to go travelling, or you know what, I'm going to rent my house out. I've got my own home, but I'm going to rent it out and travel. And then rent it out for a year, and when I come back, I've got inspired, and so on and so forth. Let me know if that helped. If it has helped, press the stars and send me some stars as a thank you. And I'm very sorry, Jill. It's raw. Your mum's only passed a week. It's so raw. And it's such a raw time. So, you know. Is there anybody else who's watching and would like a card, or you've had the cards? Now, I do hope these cards have helped, whether they've inspired you. And as I said, I rather than just do a general reading, I try and pinpoint where you've got a problem, and let's try and get guidance with that actual problem. Because when you get guidance for an actual problem, then you feel, oh, I froze him. When you get guidance for that actual problem, you feel more inclined to take action. When it's just a general guidance, it goes over your head and you don't do anything about it. I'd love one. I did one about your home. About moving. Let's do a card for you. Harmony. Harmony for Sally. So your question is, you want to move or do something about your house or get your mobile and stuff. Because you're thinking at your home at the moment, there's no harmony in it. Or harmony. And it's like, what can I do to bring, and people think, if I have this green pair of shoes, I will be happy in my life. But it's like, what can we do in ourselves? It's all, like the title is the piece, everything comes from within. I could give you the most beautiful home, but if you're not happy or you're not content with you and your partner and the way you're living your life, and if you're not happy with the way you're living your life, even though I give you the perfect home, you're still not going to be happy because you're not happy within. And it's like, what can you do now to bring you harmony? So when you've got the home that you want, you're transforming that. But if you're not happy now, and I give you this home, and I give you the home with £1 million, and you've got the space, but you're not happy inside, because it's like, what isn't bringing you happiness? And it's not just the home. Yes, it is the home environment, but it's like, oh, I don't like the way the house is. You're like, well, change the house. Do the decorations. And if a partner isn't doing it and not getting off his backside, take their hands and go, you know what, sod that. I'm going to call the decorators in to decorate, because you won't do it. I'm going to get someone in to do it. If you won't empty that attic, I'm going to get someone in who is going to empty that attic with me. Stop using the excuse, oh, he won't do this, they won't do that for me. Sod it. Stop blaming other people. If you want something done and your partners aren't doing it, or someone around you isn't doing it, go, fuck you. I want this decorated, so if you won't decorate it, I'm going to do it. If you won't throw your junk out, and it is junk, I'm going to bin it. I'm going to put it in a box and I'm buying it in the garden. I'm going to, if you don't want to do it, because it will bring you, and if you're not having harmony within you, and harmony is like, I'm feeling clustered, I'm feeling smothered. Look at your house. How cluttered is it? And you're cluttered with all this stuff that you bought, all this stuff, and all this stuff you bought you thought would bring you joy. Has it? No. Maybe it's time to clear it out, declutter, and then bring harmony within you. And when you've found the harmony, what brings you joy? And if at the moment you've not got harmony within you, go, what will bring me harmony? So stop the toxic belief and stop the toxic stories that you're telling yourself. Oh, I want to clear out the attic, but he won't help me with that. Well, find someone else who would do it. And if he has a problem with it, let him deal with that problem. And if he goes, oh, I wouldn't, and you go, no, I've asked you a year ago to clear it and you still haven't done it. So I'm going, fuck you. I'm going to get someone in to do it. And if they have a problem with it, they are the one with the problem, because it's showing, So this is what I'm saying. Definitely ready for a declutter. You've been, Sally, I've been talking to you for two years. And you've been on about this declutter. And I remember a couple of years ago, I offered to come up one weekend to help you with it. And then a story came up and a reason why I couldn't come. An excuse came up. And it ain't going to happen, Sally. And I'm sorry, I'm kicking everyone up with the fluffy slippers, but it's the truth. And if you're ready for it, go to a drawer in the kitchen today, or go in your cupboard in a kitchen and empty a cupboard out that's got food and look at all the dates on the food and throw out any tins that are out of date and start. Definitely ready for a declutter. 3. I don't know what the 3 is. So find and start decluttering. You've got no excuse. Go into a kitchen, open a cupboard, take everything out, and if you haven't used something for 6 months in it, bin it. Don't, oh, I might need it. Bullshit. You won't need it, and you can always buy it some more, because you can buy it cheap off Temu, you can buy it cheap off Amazon, you can buy it cheap, sell it, get rid of. You were going away, surprised you got. But like I said, another weekend. I said we could have done another weekend away. Got another 3. But we could have arranged another weekend. I said to you, what other week? Yeah, because you didn't confirm it. So it's like, oh, I'm going to go away instead. And I do that because I get fed up of waiting for people to confirm. It's like I've got my own life. So, yeah. So, harmony. So I'm going to challenge you, Sally. You want to declutter. Don't blame someone else. Go and empty a drawer or a cupboard. And when you do one, put it in the bin and bin it. And then you do another one. Or go into one of your drawers in your bedroom full of clothes and just throw out all the old knickers and the old bras. Stop hanging on to them and just declutter one drawer. And if you won't do that, I'll give you until the weekend. And if you haven't done that, you're not ready to declutter. But by doing that, you started the journey. And then you start decluttering, because the only way you can declutter and move on is by removing the toxicity that's around you. I hope that makes sense. And yes, I know I can be strong and stuff, but it's like, how many more times? The only person who can take action is yourself. And it's like, how much more shit are we going to take on our lives? That when we suddenly go, enough is enough is enough. And quite clearly, you haven't had enough. This is for everyone on here. Because if you had had enough, it's like when I left my work, shit was thrown at me. I went, enough, I'm quit. I've had enough. I'm quitting this life. And I did it. Didn't worry about, people go, oh, don't you, how are you going to pay your bills and things like that. I'm not worried. I'm giving up to the universe because I've had enough of this shit life and I'm going to do it. And I did it, took action, and never been happier. Right, that's it. I'm going to finish there. Tomorrow is Fairy Wednesday. Look out for the Fairy Wednesday guidance. So Fairy Wednesday tomorrow, and then Thursday, hopefully I'll be back at about 6 o'clock for Tarot. Tarot Thursday. I love it. And again, we're going to do the same sort of thing. You tell me where your pain point is, and we will get guidance for your pain point, rather than just a general reading which goes over everyone's head and you don't do anything. But when we have a pinpoint of what we really want change, we get guidance, especially from the tarot, and then it's like, yeah, now I know what to do. And I challenge everyone that if you're thinking, oh, how can I do it, or it's all right for Julie, and I was just in the same place. But what I did is I decided I'm going to take action. And that's what you've got to take. Action. You can talk about it, you can whinge and moan, but if you don't take action, nothing's going to change. So, and if you're wanting to know how to take it and you're not sure, book a one-to-one. I do more mentoring now than one-to-one cards, because people are fed up of just having a card reading and guidance, because people are wanting to take action. People do want to move. They do want to move on mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and they're physically. They want to move on, but they don't know how to do it because they're so stuck in their square box. So that's what we do now. I do so much one-to-one to go, boom, we're going to do this, and we take action. So we do plans of action, and because it's a plan of action, they can take action, and suddenly their life changes. Doesn't it, Joe Marchant? So thank you everyone who's joined me tonight. A bit longer than what I normally do. If it resonates with you, wonderful. If it hasn't resonated you, that's great as well, because it's like, well, that advice didn't mean anything to me. Ask yourself why. Maybe it's because you're not ready to take action. And all I can do is suggestion is, whatever you want in your life, no matter what it is, you want better money, you want a better health, you want a better home, you want a job, you've got to take action. If you don't take action to take that path that you desire, that path towards your journey of your outcome, you want to start and you go down a path to your outcome, unless you take action, it ain't going to happen. And that's how I'm going to leave it tonight. Take action. Wishing you an absolutely wonderful evening. Take care. Namaste.